Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has been sitting in my backlog for months now. I played the prologue back when it first came out and it made me cry like a baby, so naturally I just left it sitting collecting dust ever since. But here's the thing. You guys voted on what I should play next, and this game lost by 4%. Yeah, it lost. Well, too bad. I already played the winner, so now I'm pulling rank and doing what I want. Democracy's overrated anyway. I'm going to be collecting every single one of the 55 achievements in this game and get that 100% completion, all while trying to do it in a single run. And while we're at it, let's try not to take any damage. So, let's see if this game of the year lives up to the hype. The game starts us off in the prologue, and all I gotta say is, wow. God, this game is gorgeous. Holy shit. We meet Maelle, who's actually our stepsister. Don't even think about it, you pervert. She's 16. Right off the bat, we learn about this thing called the Gamage, which is this horrifying event where everyone who's turning a certain age just gets wiped from existence. The Gamage happens every year, and this year anyone turning 33 is on the chopping block. Speaking of 33, we meet up with our ex-girlfriend Sophie, who's also 33, so not great timing for her. We also run into some random kids here, and I'd love to know why they're just vibing like nothing terrible is about to happen.
Hey madame, do you think the Gestrals really exist?
What is this Captain Shepherd-ass dance? Oh, and we talked to Sophie's sewing teacher who asked us to give a coat to his son later. I'll make sure to remember that, but for now, if you interact with a certain spot where people are having a good time, you know what I mean. If you interact with it 33 times, you actually get a free color of Lumina. Worth it?
Come on, you've been listening for too long now. Made things more exciting at first, but now it's awkward. I'll give you this and you leave, okay? Just go do it together.
And then we get to see feet. I mean, come on, I know some of you watching this are way too excited about that. Alright, now we get into our first real combat encounter against a mime. And this fight actually gets me 3 achievements all at once. First up, spill some ink and overcharge for using Gustav's overcharge ability to break an enemy. And third, we get a peculiar encounter for beating our first mime. 3 achievements in one fight? That's what I call efficiency.
For those who come after.
Oh shit, 2 achievements! Time to spill some ink and overcharge. A peculiar encounter. 3 achievements, damn. But then things take a turn. Sophie gets gomaged and just vanishes right before us. And I'm not gonna lie, this part makes me cry every single time. Like, when Gustav says, "I'm here," it just hurts. This game does not pull punches. Not gonna lie, guys. It got me again. I cried. So after our emotional gut punch, we head to the Expedition Festival where we re-challenge Maelle and answer some questions to grab a few extra items. We also make sure to give Richard's son his coat like we promised, but in a twist, he actually gives it back to us instead. I'm not a fan of the red coat, but free is free. We also get gifted a journal for our journey ahead, which is pretty neat, and then we meet Lune, the barefoot girl, who's going to be one of our future party members and is essentially the black mage of the game. We say goodbye to Gustav's sister and finally set off on the expedition, which gets us the achievement Lumiere. The expedition doesn't exactly go as planned. We meet this guy who should have been gomaged ages ago, but before we can even ask him what's going on, he straight up decapitates our captain. Holy shit, this escalated fast. Now, Gustav thinks he's the only one left alive, and after finding the corpses of his friends and people from past expeditions, he tries to commit suicide. But Lune appears out of nowhere, calls him out on it, and we get our first real encounter, where we learn to use Lune in combat. Honestly, I was loving Lune's attitude at this point. She don't take no shit from no one. We end up taking on our second mime right after, and beating it gives us the most French costume I've ever seen in a video game. It's ridiculous, but I kinda love it. Oh yeah, look at this motherfucker. He's looking suave as fuck. Bro's got a baguette, that's crazy. Now here's where things get interesting. We take on our first optional boss, and at this point, I'm already committed to not taking damage because up to this point, I hadn't been hit once. And luckily for us, the game has these messages at the top of the screen that tell us whether a boss is attacking fast or slow, which makes dodging and parrying pretty easy to get a handle on. And I actually end up pulling it off. For those who come after, bitch! Oh, look at that, professional. Defeat a boss without taking any damage, let's go! We also meet this big guy named Jar, who's actually the first thing that's spoken to us here on the mainland, and he needs an item, and that becomes our first side quest. But I'll have to come back for that later because I have no items to my name right now, so yeah, that'll have to wait. So we're picking up Pictos as we go and find some resin and some barrels. Oh, perfect timing. This is actually what Jar needed, so we'll be coming back here in a bit to help him out. I'm starting to level up now and threw 2 points into agility and 1 into luck because I feel like speed is king in this game and crits are always good. Gotta go fast and hit hard, you know? But then we find another survivor wandering around and I'm like, oh, thank God we're not the only ones out here. But then he gets skewered to death right in front of us. Holy shit, no! We just found the guy.
Fuck. He's big.
That's what she said.
R.I.P. random survivor. You lasted like 3 seconds longer than Captain Allen. Alright, boss fight time with Evek. And this one isn't too tough. It actually felt like I was playing a rhythm game with the way the sound effects counted down to a parry. Like it's got this whole pattern thing going on, and once you get the timing down, it's actually really satisfying. You feel threatened? You should feel threatened. Fuck you! After beating him, we find a note that says Maelle is alive and she's in the weird coral. Oh, she's alive. Okay. Well, we gotta go find her. But also for finishing the area, we get the achievement Spring Meadows. Nice. We picked a cleansing. Oh, hello, Spring Meadows. Find your way through the Spring Meadows. Oh, cool. Finished our first area. So we bring the resin back to Jar. There you go, buddy. All lit up. But oh man, Gustav is stressed as fuck and worried about Maelle. He straight up says, fuck the mission. Top tier voice acting, by the way.
What? No. We have a mission.
Oh, fuck the mission!
Lune calms him down, thankfully, so we can actually keep moving forward, and holy hell, this area is insane. Being underwater, but also not at the same time, it's so cool, and the visuals here are just so wild. What the fuck? Yo, I want a picture of this. How do I get to photo mode? It's just so cool. Alright, now we learn about paint cages, which are holding items and we gotta break the locks to get them. Pretty standard stuff, but we do earn the achievement Paint Cage for opening our first one. And that must be the last one. Break a paint cage. Nice. Well, this hut is the only place we can go, so... Holy shit, it's a mansion. Oh, Maelle. There she is. The gang's all back together. And I gotta say, I love how different Maelle plays compared to everyone else. Like, Gustav's got his whole overcharge thing, Lune's got the stains, and now Maelle's switching stances. It's just so fun swapping between them. This thing named the Curator has been taking care of Maelle, and it teaches us about jumping in combat. Great. Now we have dodging, parrying, and jumping to worry about. My brain can barely handle 2 mechanics, let alone 3. Then we meet a Gestral named Noko, which Lune absolutely loves.
Is that a Gestral?
He's a shopkeeper, but you can also fight him in a 1v1 for special rewards, so naturally I take him on with Lune to get ourselves a new Pictos, and I gotta say, something about this fight was just really fun. Oh, and we meet another one of those white Nevrons, and for returning his mind balloon, he's gonna give us a new weapon. No waiting on rewards for this side quest, we get instant gratification. We meet some new enemy types, which I'm sure are totally friendly. Yep, definitely not gonna murder us at all. Oh, big fella. Are you... Not friendly, not friendly. We found the journal for Expedition 68 along the way, and hearing these is genuinely interesting for a lore nerd like me. But then, oh my god, we find a gigantic enemy, which genuinely gave me goosebumps. I might have megalophobia because this is terrifying. Holy shit, you're a big boy. Jesus. Hey, a whale. We take on our third mime, which goes down no problem, and this time we get ourselves a Maelle hairstyle, and not a fan, but hey, I'll take it. We enter this flower field and Gustav just stops. He's caught up in his memories of Sophie, just standing there reminiscing. It's hitting him hard. But when we pick up the flower, we get attacked by a Gestral out of nowhere and start a boss fight against Goblu. And this fight was insanely fun. I was really starting to get the hang of using Lune at this point. Like, her whole stain system was really starting to click for me. Maelle, though, still figuring her out, but we handled it. The boss spawns flowers everywhere. Don't know what they do, don't care. Shooting them. During the fight, we end up getting the achievement Perfect Flow for using Lune's stains 4 times in a row. Nice. I even got to use this awesome new skill that uses all the stains at once for massive damage. It's just so satisfying. See if we can break this motherfucker. Oh, it did really well. That was a good chunk of damage. I like that. Back at camp for finishing the area, we get flying waters. Maelle starts having nightmares, though I'm not entirely sure what about. Oh, and we find the Curator at our camp now. He can upgrade our weapons and actually let us spend those colors of Lumina we've been collecting for more attribute points. We get the achievement Lumina for spending our first one. Lumina. Consume Alumina Point. I was wondering when we were going to finally get the ability to use these. Then we get our first optional cutscene with Lune and earn ourselves the achievement Curious. I do love these little moments. They add so much to the characters. Curious, witness an optional scene at camp. Let's go, we're getting achievements like crazy right now. I also invite a lost Gestral back to our camp, where a little guy was just wandering around. What else was I supposed to do? Shopping spree time. We're buying a bunch of new outfits, and I gotta say this outfit for Maelle is absolutely adorable. I just had to equip it. Running around the map for a bit, exploring and grabbing items, we meet this boy without a face, and I immediately start wondering if maybe he's an expeditioner from a previous expedition. He knows an awful lot about what's going on, but seems to be missing bits of his memories, so it's super suspicious. In the next area, the Gestrals mistake us for Nevrons. Boss fight time. And it's pretty easy. We handle this one no problem. Afterwards, the little Gestral we just beat actually agrees to guide us to his village. So that's nice of him. I mean, we did just kick his ass, but sure, let's be friends now. We start grabbing more Pictos, then we fight another mime. This one gives us the baguette outfit for Lune, and I decided, you know what? Why not? Let's put the Super French outfit on everyone, including myself. We're going full France mode out here. Wee wee, here we go. I'm so sorry to all the French people I just offended. Not far after, we make it to the end of the area and encounter another boss, the ultimate Sekapatate. I'm sure that was totally pronounced correctly. Another really fun boss fight though. This one tests everything we've learned so far. Like, it's got the catapult mechanics from the enemies in the area, the slams from the first boss we fought, weak point shooting. It's just so awesome. They really put all the mechanics together for this one. For beating him and finishing the area, we earn the achievement Ancient Sanctuary. Last up, we stop by camp and do our first weapon upgrade, which earns us the achievement Weapon Upgrade. I mean, that's a good chunk of, you know. Weapon upgrade. Cool, now we're at least 2% more powerful. We enter the Gestral Village and start talking to everyone, and naturally we end up getting mugged, but hey, we kick their asses anyway. You really thought you could rob us? Not happening. We find a door that leads back to the manor we found Maelle in, which just leads to a bit of loot, but it is cool to see all these doors unlocking. A tiny Gestral asks us for a mushroom for a side quest, so alright, I'll keep an eye out. After talking to the chief, we're told that we need to find Esquiade across the water, but to do that, we need a password, and they'll only give it to us if we fight in their Colosseum, because why would anything ever be easy? So I wipe the floor with their Gestral champions until only one fight remains. The fight is against another expeditioner.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Ciel. We actually met her earlier, but I didn't really bring her up at the time. But hey, now we have another party member. For winning, we get an insane weapon from Maelle. This shit is gas. It starts her in her virtuos stance, which is just so good for her playstyle. We also get the password, which is get out of my way. That's it. That's the whole password. Come on, guys. They're Gestrals. Don't make them think. After robbing a Gestral, what? I didn't do that. We find Expedition Journal number 52. Then for finishing the village, we get the achievement Gestral Village. Back at camp, we hang out with everyone and write in our journal as usual, just some downtime before meeting Sastro, who asks us to find the rest of his lost Gestrals. I agree because he promises rewards, and you know I'm all about those rewards. Then Maelle has this really creepy vision. Or at least, I think it's a vision. It's hard to tell because everyone else just freezes and she's approached by the guy who killed Captain Allen and this white-haired girl in a mask. It's super ominous and I still don't know what the hell is going on.
I understand nothing.
We comfort her afterwards, then go find Esquiade. I love that this game has both the ominous scenes, but also has scenes like this one with Gustav and the password. It's awesome to see the happy and wholesome moments too, not just the heavy stuff.
Come on, don't be shy.
Get out of my way! Jeez.
I am very sorry.
We fight off mime number 5 for another baguette outfit, this time for Ciel, which you know I equip right away. The whole squad's got to be extra French now. It's perfect. Then we meet Esquiade. He's very adorable, but he also seems to know for some reason that Ciel is afraid of water. That's weird. Weird foreshadowing maybe?
See? Flory helps me swim. But Flory was stolen by my arch nemesis. One whose every step shakes the foundation of the world. The one known as Francois.
SKA says he'll help us out if we get back his rock, so we fight off this turtle named Francois. After honestly what is a really easy fight, we return to SKA and turns out this isn't the rock he was looking for. Figures. It's on the Stonewave Cliffs, so that's our next destination. At least SKA will take us there, so we have transportation now. This earns us 2 achievements. SKA's Nest for finishing the area, and Legend for recruiting SKA. Oh shit, unlock SKA and find your way through SKA's Nest. 2 achievements. I love the multiple achievements. We pick up a mushroom from SKA's area, which is perfect because that's the one the little Gestral wanted back in the village. Also, with SKA able to break rocks now, we find Expedition 62's journal too. Then we find journal number 53 along with another Nevron side quest asking us for skin. Ew? That's gross, but alright. I make a quick stop at the village and turn in the mushroom. Turning this in gets us a solo fight against the Second Patate. Oh boy, here we go. This fight was tough. A solo Gustav encounter against a guy that has resistance to being guard broken took some serious thinking on my part. Not only did turn order for when I broke him matter so that he didn't raise his shield again, but even after he was broken, I had to watch out since one mistake would end the damageless run. For winning, we get a few items like this sleek ass white coat and a shit ton of XP for Gustav. Honestly, totally worth it. But that's not the last tough thing we need to take down. Remember that giant ass enemy from earlier? And remember how we need skin for a side quest? Well, it's time to take one down. This fight was so tense I didn't even commentate it. Not only does this thing take out one of your characters from the fight, but to get them back, you need to break it. The only issue is that the break meter is gigantic, so this takes ages. This was 7 minutes of constantly parrying everything that came my way. I was just gonna dodge things to make it easier, but parrying helped build up the break meter much faster, so it was just worth it. Near the end of the fight, the boss will eat 2 party members, and I got so lucky here that Ciel was the one left standing because not only did she hit 9,999 damage in this fight like 6 times, but we also earned the achievement Maximization for using her skill to consume 24 tel during Twilight. That was insane. I take another break at camp, mostly because I was ready to call it a day on recording, when we get this scene with Maelle and Gustav that just made me smile so much. These little character moments are really what makes this game special, man.
I hate it too. Things we don't understand. They just make us feel small and powerless. But it helps, you know, to focus on the things I do understand, on the people I care about and who care about me. And, you know, now I feel a little less lost, because at least we're lost together. What? What? Stop it. Too cheesy? No.
I turn in the skin side quest to make the little Gestral grow up, and we pick up Expedition Journal 78 and 56 along the way, because your local lore nerd needs his fix. Then we stumble across a shrine to the Paintress, which definitely weirds our crew out. It is kinda creepy.
A shrine to the Paintress.
The Paintress destroyed our world, and someone built her a shrine.
The weak-minded turn to whatever they can to explain the unknown.
When you're at the mercy of a power you don't understand, you might try anything.
We pick up yet another journal from Expedition 50 this time. Man, we're really building up quite the collection. Gustav's apprentices are really gonna enjoy reading these. We meet another white Nevron named Hexka, and he asks us to get some crystals for his back. No problem, big guy. While collecting those crystals, we find another door that leads to the mansion, and another outfit for Maelle, which I throw on immediately. What can I say? It's just as cute as the French one. We return the crystals to our big Nevron friend to finish yet another side quest, and for our troubles we had a Picto that is completely useless for this run. But it would be pretty useful in a no dodge or parry run. That's about all the important stuff along the Stonewave Cliffs though. So now it's boss time against this very handsy guy named Lampmaster. Alright, let's do this. This boss is really easy. The only bad thing is being able to parry all of these attacks can be tricky, so I opted to dodge a lot of them just to make things easier on myself. I gotta say though, Ciel put in work, still constantly hitting the damage cap nice and easy. Once Lampmaster goes down, Maelle jinxes us, so he comes back for round 2.
Easier than expected.
Hey, don't jinx us. No need to invite misfortune.
Come on, Maelle, why just say something? This phase is so much harder than the first phase. It has this really cool Simon Says mechanic with its lamps, but it also has some really just annoying attacks that hit like 4 or 5 times. And I wasn't about to try and parry those after taking down the first phase. So I opt to dodge here. Ciel has a nice max damage hit, then we burn it with Maelle, and lastly, just look at this.
Lightning dance.
Lune hits for 29,320 damage. Holy shit. Lune is just my new GOAT after this. Her lightning dance skill along with the flame crit picto is actually insane. But then the old man from the start of the game shows up and he kills Gustav. Gustav tries to fight back and even skewers the guy, but the guy just doesn't die and Gustav is killed. This legitimately hurt to watch. I was shaking, I cried. I was genuinely dumbfounded that they did this. Like, what? You can't just do that. You can't just... What? He tries to kill Maelle too, but we're saved by this random dude, getting us the achievement, Stonewave Cliffs. But I don't even care about the achievement right now. Maelle gets a hug from Esquier while she grieves, and man, this is rough. The guy who saved us shows up at camp and introduces himself as Verso. Both Verso and the old man named Renoir are from Expedition 0. He tells us that Renoir is his captain and somehow gained immortality. Took it as a gift from the Paintress and now stops people from getting to her because he likes being immortal. Verso, however, doesn't. So he'll be taking Gustav's place for the foreseeable future, I guess. That explains why Gustav's weapons didn't have skills and why he only had like 8 abilities he could unlock. There were signs, but I just assumed they would unlock later, not that he would fucking die. With that, Act 1 ends. God, I need a break after that, and a lot of alcohol. So yeah, Gustav's dead, Verso's taking his place, and I have absolutely no idea what's coming next. But we're locked in now. So if I've kept you entertained thus far, make sure you're subscribed because we got a lot more to go. Alright, we're playing as Verso from now on, and I'm actually kind of excited to see what this guy can do. So all of Gustav's weapons now have abilities attached to them that Verso can make use of. So at least Gustav's gear isn't going to waste, you know? His ability is kind of like Devil May Cry, where the better you play, the higher rank you get. So if I'm playing clean, I'm gonna get rewarded for it. And since I'm playing like a god, that means he's always getting value. I'm not gonna lie, I like the system. We also get access to relationship levels from now on, which are all linked to achievements, which is pretty cool. We start by getting our relationship with Esquier up to 1. I've always wanted to bond with a giant marshmallow, so I am a happy boy.
You are the best. I missed going on adventures with you.
I decide to hit up some optional areas now, and I end up using Verso completely wrong during this fight, so we'll just ignore that one. But we do take down the Chromatic Hexga, which gets us the Expedition Journal number 54 and the achievement Perfection for reaching Verso's S rank. I said, you're not allowed to power up, you asshole. Verso's gameplay style is the most passive out of all the characters, but honestly, I like that. Rewarding skillful play makes me want to keep him in the team. Chromatic or Felon is next on the list of optional bosses I go after. These guys were tricky. Their spin attack took some getting used to, but nothing your friendly neighborhood damageless guy couldn't handle. We're also picking up a bunch of journals along the way. 41, 57, a couple of others. Act 2 is just littered with these damn things. Then we take on the optional Gestral Arena, which gets us a bunch of pictos for when we're fighting solo. These pictos are insanely strong, but they obviously only work when you're alone. I'll make use of them later on, but for now we'll just keep them in our inventory and move on. So I found a beach that leads to a mini game where we have to use our attacks to throw back mini Gestrals at our opponent's raft. I was worried because I heard mini games in this game were tough, but honestly they were pretty fun. The prize is swimsuits for the ladies, and I know at least 4 of you watching put those on immediately. Don't lie to me. We stop over at the Crashing Caverns, which ends up getting me jump scared by this massive monstrosity. Holy shit, that thing came out of nowhere. Ooh, an item. Hey, yay! If you don't win this fight fast enough, the walls crush you, but luckily his attacks were predictable. After winning, we take on Chromatic Jar before camping. The guy went down no problem, but I think he's worth a mention, just being one of the chromatic enemies. We enter the Forgotten Battlefield, and oh my god, there's corpses everywhere. This place is a graveyard, like literally, bodies all over the place. Verso teaches us about gradient counters now, which is yet another thing added onto the parry, dodge, and jumps we already have. Great, just what I needed, more mechanics to remember. Luckily, like the jumps, these aren't too frequent, and because of how the devs implemented them, you'll most likely never fail one, so at least there's that. I realized here that Verso has a skill that lowers his HP by 30%, and we have pictos that add insane effects at low HP. On top of that, we have a weapon for Verso that makes his HP drop by 50% when entering a battle. Do you see where this is going? Verso slaughtered every enemy here until endgame. He does sort of fall off in comparison to other characters later, but for now he's by far our best DPS. This man is carrying the team. Although, to be fair, I did spend like 20 minutes figuring out this optimal build, so maybe I'm not as smart as I thought. Anyways. What the fuck, bro? So much for being one of the big, strong, scary, chromatic enemies, huh? Maelle has a bit of a breakdown, still thinking about Gustav, when we get ambushed by a Neveron that apparently is the cause of all the bodies in the area. We take it down with such little effort that I think I yawned, but we do get a really cool animation for the finisher. We find a nice secluded place away from the Paintress's watch and bury Gustav among the other fallen expeditioners, saying goodbye and letting him rest. We get the achievement, Forgotten Battlefield. This part hit me hard, man. After everything we went through with him in Act 1, getting to give him a proper burial just felt right. It really did. It's that damn song. This game has gut punched me emotionally so many fucking times at this point. Jesus. Verso tells us where we're going next. Old Lumiere, the place where our Lumiere used to be before the world was torn to shit by the fracture. By going there, we can destroy the Paintress's heart and get access to the monolith where she's resting. He also tells us we're going to need to stop by Minoko Station first, because if we're going to kill the Paintress, we'll need all the help we can get. We bump up Ciel, Lune, and Esquia's friendship levels, which doesn't do much for us right now, but I fully think Lune and Ciel should get a room. There's some more than friends tension going on in this scene, just saying. We automatically increase Maelle's friendship level too, where she officially welcomes Verso to Expedition 33, armband and all. And it's actually really sweet.
Welcome to the Disaster Expedition.
Thank you.
We fight the Gross Tete, which has like 50 million HP, but luckily he also likes bashing his head into the floor and exploding, which wins us the fight, so that's cool. Thanks for doing the work for me, buddy. I appreciate it. After that fight, we end up taking on a couple of Gestral blacksmiths and reach level 33, which earns us the achievement Expeditioner. Reach level 33, Expeditioner. Let's go. We take down the Frost Effect next, then we reach Minoko Station. Minoko is a Gestral, and after beating him up a little bit, as Gestrals seem to enjoy, he teaches us about gradient attacks. Gradient attacks are like ultimates. They do something cool, then you get an extra turn. Very handy. We ask Minoko to join us, and he says no. Well, that sucks, but it doesn't take much convincing to get him to join. The scene's actually pretty funny.
I will never join you again.
There will be a lot of fighting, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
There will be a lot of fighting.
Exactly.
Count me in then.
Good.
Noko, the friendly Gestral from earlier, also joins us. You'll have to play the game yourself to see more of him and his story, but unlocking Minoko gets us the achievement Expedition 33 and Minoko Station. Another 2 in 1. I love that. Minoko is interesting. He's got this wheel thing. Depending on where it lands, his attacks get different benefits. But the cool thing about Minoko is he's like Mega Man. When you defeat a Neveron the first time, he steals its foot, which lets him use said Neveron's powers, which is really fucking cool. I thought he was pretty mid at first, but you'll see soon enough why he never left my team. We meet the Grandis, which are super wholesome, nice big guys. I love them, and they love us enough to hook us up with some sleek new white outfits just like Gustav's.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
We help out another white Gestral, then complete another minigame. This one's like the rage game only up. Luckily, I did it in one try, even if it was pretty precarious. Beating it gets us a Speedo for Minoko, and y'all, I love the Speedo. I'm keeping it on him the whole game, no question. I mean, just look at that ass. Come on. We stop by camp again to level friendship, level Minoko, and fix up our builds. Verso tries to lift everyone's spirits by cutting his immortal ass in half, which is also a pretty nice scene. He's getting attached to everyone, but just can't admit it. And you know what? I like him too. We enter Old Lumiere and get separated because Minoko does a stupid. Thanks, man. Great job. We get some lore here again that you'll have to play the game to fully understand, but the main thing we find is an expedition journal that details something about Verso that he probably should have told everyone, so uh-oh, that's not good. Back with Verso and Maelle, I'm going to make use of the solo pictos we got earlier for half this section because we're going to be going through with Maelle only. and she decimates everything with these Pictos, which makes the whole section insanely easy. Maelle just putting in work. I'm so proud of her. We reach a mansion where things get less easy though. As we approach, the doors of the manor open, and there is the heart of the paintress, along with the masked girl and Renoir. We get the reveal that Renoir is Verso's father. Oh no. That explains so much. Renoir refuses to let us destroy the paintress's heart, so it's a fight. This fight was so cool. It's the first time we actually get to properly take him on, and luckily, once you learn his patterns, things get much easier. Not to mention Verso being a god tier damage dealer. Winning this fight earns us the achievement Old Lumiere. After the fight is done, he transports the manor far away from us so we can't reach the heart of the paintress, and in the process, Noko is killed. No! I like that little guy. Maelle gets another weird black and white flashback where she and the girl in the mask come face to face, and when we see what's under the mask, her and Maelle look almost identical. What is going on here? Back at camp, we all argue a bit over Verso lying, and everyone's pretty pissed. I don't really blame them. He should have said something earlier, but CL switches up the mood when she brings up that there is another way to get to the paintress from the journal. If we kill the Axons, we can take their hearts, which has enough chroma to make a weapon that can pierce the barrier around the monolith. The curator will make it for us. So now I guess we just have to take down 2 giant beings that Verso himself hasn't been able to take out for 70 plus years. No big deal. Totally easy. We got this. I went to go do some side content and pick up a few more journals and took down the chromatic ballet boss. The boss was annoying because it was a flying boss and I had to rely on free aim encounters to even win this, so not my favorite fight. But we got through it. We take out just a couple more mimes along the way, and at this point I'm pretty damn good at these fights, so they're basically non-issues. Alright, here we go. This is what we've been building up to. The whole prep for this probably took me about 45 minutes, but I wanted to make sure I had the best setup possible, so I picked up a skill from Minoko that drains his HP to almost nothing. You know what that means. Him and Verso on low HP builds means we're hitting the damage cap every single turn, and with Minoko able to hit 7 times in a turn, it gets pretty ridiculous. We're just destroying everything. They're probably resistant to this, but I'm gonna see. Never mind. So the first Axon has 4 paths we can take. If we beat each boss representing anger, joy, and sadness, it'll stop the main boss from using some attacks. I'm gonna do them all to make this as easy as possible. We also fight off the chromatic Ramesser, which is the only other thing really worth mentioning here, but it's a very cool boss. It'll keep attacking until you've parried enough to break its meter, and then you can hammer away at him. We do earn the achievement Wheel Control though when we cast an upgraded Minoko skill 4 turns in a row. Then we fight Visages, the first Axon, and with how much they hyped up these bosses being some of the strongest things ever made, it's insane that this guy went down like such a bitch. He genuinely was so incredibly easy, I knew that that couldn't be it. After phase 1, we get a surprise. The thing that we beat wasn't even the Axon. On to phase 2. Luckily, the difficulty doesn't really ramp up. You'd think when the boss gets smaller and has a cool sword, he'd be a little bit faster, but he goes down almost as fast as phase 1. Really, Verso? This is the thing you couldn't take down? That's kinda sad, man. We get the achievement, First Axon. The Axon tries to throw masks on us and stop us one last time, but CL shows that she's a Persona 5 fan, takes off her mask and says, "You can't hurt me because I'm true to myself." And we get Axon Heart number 1. Pretty cool moment. Back at camp, Maelle turns in the first heart to the curator, and we turn in our 4th lost Gestral, which finally unlocks the ability to break these stupid thorns we've been seeing throughout the game. It's really been bugging me this whole time, but finally we can break them. We buff friendship with everyone, and this time we get rewarded with new gradient attacks. We play a bit of piano with Maelle before bed, and then it's off to fight the next Axon. Next minigame is a race. Pretty easy, but the reward is a shirtless Verso, so that's cool, I guess. I mean, I'm not complaining. We take on the next chromatic enemy in the chromatic Chalier, then we enter the next Axon area, and it is damn beautiful. A big ass coliseum covered in silk and garments and stuff. Really pretty. The Axon has a way to make people feel good, and they kinda just let themselves go. Luckily, Minoko's like, "Hey guys, maybe don't be stupid," which keeps us from falling to her dance. Thanks, Minoko. Not a whole lot happens in this area besides fighting the chromatic greatsword cultists. Near the end though, we do fight 2 big guys, the Tissuer and the Glissendos. The Glissendos is needed to progress, but the Tissuer can be completely skipped. I don't know what happens if you do, but Verso said it weakens the boss, so I beat it to death. Not taking any chances. We take on the second Axon, Sirene, and thankfully this boss only has 1 phase, unlike the first Axon. The only thing that was pretty tough was the dancers that she summons. The timing on them attacking you is pretty tricky to get down, so I decided to go for dodges to make it just a bit easier on myself. Overall though, another easy boss, and that gets us the achievement Second Axon. So just like the first time, the Axon tries to stop us one last time, but Our girl Lune is determined enough to stave off the dance and take Seren's heart. Hell yeah, Lune, that's my girl. We return to the camp and turn in the second heart for that weapon that can pierce the shield around the monolith. We are so close now. As we're leveling everyone's friendship, Ciel and Verso decide that now is the perfect time to go off together away from everyone and, do the deed. Alright then, good for them, I guess. Lucky bastard. We also get a missable skill here by writing one last note in Gustave's journal, which unlocks Gustave's homage for Maelle, a very strong multi-hit skill that I'll be making use of during the Paintress fight. As everyone's getting drunk and celebrating a good time, Verso goes off on his own and the masked girl shows up, who we find out is his sister. Interesting. So that's who she is. She hands him a letter, and the night ends. So we finally made it. After everything we've been through in Acts 1 and 2, it's time to enter the monolith, and well, here we go. This is it, the final showdown with the Paintress herself. Holy crap, there she is. And of course we have to fight her first thing. I mean, what else would we do, ask nicely? So I start swinging, doing my thing, and then this happens. I can't even hurt her. Like, literally nothing is working. I'm doing 0 damage. This can't be game over, right? There's no way. Am I supposed to just lose here? But then, plot twist. The real Paintress shows up. Wait, there's 2 of them? And she's not even trying to kill us. She just leads us straight inside the monolith like we're on a damn field trip or something. For simply entering the area, we get the achievement Monolith. So now we're inside this crazy distorted reality, and let me tell you, it's wild in here. We start revisiting every single location from Act 1 and 2, but everything's all messed up and twisted. Like I'm walking through areas I've been to before, but they're just falling apart. And then we start getting these flashbacks. The first one shows this woman teaching her kids how to paint. We see her teaching a boy piano, and that's when it all clicked for me. Holy shit, Verso's the son of the Paintress. It all makes sense now. My theory gets confirmed when we see Renoir and the Paintress together in another flashback. I knew it. I just fucking knew it. But then Renoir shows up for real this time, and we finally get to fight him. Like, actually fight him. And oh my god, this fight is awesome. The music is peak, the fight itself is peak, everything about it is peak. I'm not even joking. Halfway through the fight, he summons this big-ass lion out of nowhere, fully heals himself, and gives himself Enrage, which means he gets 2 turns in a row from now on. What kind of nonsense is that? Honestly, this fight took me a long time to get down, probably about an hour. There's simply some attacks I just didn't want him to do, like his ranged attack. Just forget it. I opted to dodge that thing instead of parry because it is way too tricky to parry. Way too risky. Thankfully, Verso and Minoko are absolute gods and put out the damage, and we're able to take down Renoir.
Fun begins.
Let's fucking go! Yes! What a fight! Finally, the curator shows up right after and helps Maelle gommage Renoir. Good fucking riddance, you actual piece of shit. That one's for Gustave. So now we head up to the peak of the monolith and encounter the Paintress for real this time. And she gets mad about some stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense right now, saying Maelle and Verso aren't her kids, which is weird, but whatever. The fight starts. And oh man, I can't stress enough just how damn hard this fight is. There wasn't a single fight in the entire game that was as tough as this one so far. Does she live up to being the main antagonist? Hell yeah, she does. Her first 2 attacks are easy enough to parry, but her 3rd attack where she swings her paint palette at you, forget it. I will never be able to parry that thing so long as I live. I'm serious. That move is my worst enemy.
Who are you supposed to be? No matter.
After we take her down, she's like, nah, fuck you, and we get to deal with the big one too. Because of course we do. Why would it ever be easy? Thankfully for us, Verso gives Esquier the flying rock he needs to fly us up and fight this lady. Her attacks in this phase aren't too bad. The first 3 paintbrush swings are easy to parry, but oh my god, this flying attack can go straight to hell. I hated this shit with a burning passion. Absolutely despised it. And on top of that, her next attack where she tears open the fabric of reality, straight up it looks so simple to parry, but tell me why I lost this fight on the last shot like 6 times. Bro.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Ugh, get it away from me, man.
6 times. I was 1 hit away. 1. When I finally parried that last hit, I was the happiest person on the planet. I'm not even exaggerating. For finally winning this fight, I earned the achievement Paintress. We even finish her off with Gustave's homage, which I'd say is a very fitting end for those who come after. Right, Gustave? Maelle? This is for Gustave. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking hoe bag! So SKA flies us back to Lumiere and everyone celebrates. It's finally over. What a great game, man. This was awesome. And then everyone gets gamaged and dies.
Excuse me, what the actual
What the hell just happened? Turns out the paintress was protecting the world. Without her gamages, we're all gonna die. The number she was painting on the monolith was because her power protecting us was waning. So we just killed the only reason we had lives in the first place.
What?
We literally doomed everyone. Good job, team. Really nailed it. And with that, Act 2 ends. Thank God there's more to this game because that would have been the most depressing ending ever. We are about to get absolutely bombarded with achievements. Like, there's a lot of achievements coming up back to back, so be prepared. Alright, so we wake up in the real world. Yes, the real world, because apparently the one we've been playing in this whole time is totally fake. So it turns out Maelle, or I guess her real name is Alicia, is a painter, and not just any painter. She can paint entire worlds onto canvases, her whole family can, and then just walk right in. Wild, right? The world we've been exploring this whole time is actually the canvas of Verso, who's, you know, dead. Our mother, the paintress, used his canvas because she was so grief-stricken over losing him that she just couldn't move on. It's actually kind of heartbreaking when you think about it. But anyways, long story short, we re-enter the canvas and start Act 3. With the one main goal of stopping Renoir from completely erasing the entire world. First things first though, we gotta rebuild our squad, so using our shiny new paintress powers, we repaint Lune, Ciel, and boom, we get our squad back together. Let's go! Feels good to have the gang back, not gonna lie. Here's where I'm gonna be honest with you though. We spend a lot of time grinding, like a stupid amount of time. We really needed to get our builds up to snuff if we were gonna tackle all of the optional content in the game. I'm not gonna go over every single thing we did because we'd be here forever, but just know we ran around for ages leveling up, hunting down pictos, collecting journals, the whole 9 yards. It was a grind, but damn was it necessary.
One eternity later.
And after all that grinding, we end up earning Trailbreaker for hitting level 66, so there we go. Nice little milestone there. Alright, time to put this new build to the test. We take on our first super boss, Sprong, and do you guys believe in me? You probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it and we're gonna do this anyway. Okay, we beat Sprong, GG's. Yeah, I'd say one-shotting him was pretty cool. Like, that felt really good. Like, really good. All that grinding was definitely worth it. Then we beat up Golgra in the Sky Gestral arena, and honestly, don't expect any of the bosses to be able to fight with us anymore. We're just that strong now. We earned Plane, Train, and Submarine for getting SKA's final ability to dive underwater. Our big marshmallow boy can swim now, and speaking of him, we earned the SKA achievement for getting our absolute unit of a companion to level 7 friendship. I love this guy, man. Then we max out Ciel's friendship and get the Ciel achievement. So there we go. 2 for 2 on the friendship tour. We earn A-on, and no, I don't really know how to pronounce that either. Don't even bother asking. For beating that flying giant snake thing in the sky. You know, the one I was absolutely terrified of early in the game? Yeah, we destroyed it. Cool. That was a close one. Then we end up earning Weapon Mastery for fully maxing out our first weapon. At first I thought the level 33 materials were limited, but it turns out they aren't. But now it's time for another massive grinding session.
6 hours later.
We earned Survivor for reaching level 99. Level 99. Holy shit. But hey, now I have 500 Lumina slots for each character, so I'm not complaining. Well, maybe I'm complaining a little because of the grind, but the payoff was worth it. We end up earning Monoko when we resurrect Noko and send him off to the Gestral Village and max out Monoko's friendship. Good times.
Oh, it's so good to hear your voice.
Then we earned Caro Parfait for beating the Chromatic Paton, who honestly went down about as easily as everything else at this point, so we're kind of unstoppable now, I guess. Okay, so from here, I access the new DLC, Verso's Drafts, and this might just be my favorite area in the entire game. Not only do we get some of the most overpowered pictos in the game, but it's just a lot of fun running around doing all the mini-games. Highly recommend. We earn Clea for beating Clea, pretty straightforward on that one. Satisfying though. We earn Chroma Proficiency for using a level 3 Gradient attack, and these look pretty sick, I ain't gonna lie. Shame they aren't more useful. Then the next one's a big one. We earn Maelle for maxing out Maelle's friendship. This one was pretty lore heavy, and it leads to us climbing this big ass tower to the last Axon that Verso didn't want us to see earlier in the game. At the top, we find Alicia, well, her painted self. We have a 1v1 with her, and although you might just call it a slaughter because we absolutely demolished her, for beating her we do get the achievement, and also unlock my favorite Maelle outfit, so totally worth it. Oh shit. Yo, this song is awesome. Love that they're mirroring each other like that too. Only problem, she just instantly loses, so I don't even get to enjoy this. Poor Alicia. Next, we earn Lune for maxing out Lune's friendship. This one involves a quest where we take Lune to see her dead parents' expedition site and read their journal. We end up earning Noir et Blanc for solving the painting mystery. There's these paintings scattered around the continent, and all we had to do was enter each one, do some parkour, kill the boss at the end, rinse and repeat. We finally end up earning Feet Collection for getting Minoko's last skill.
My, what lovely feet.
We earn Endless for making it through the Endless Tower, but we aren't done here quite yet. We do take down our first two super bosses though, Clair Unleashed and the Duelist, although I seem to have lost my Duelist footage, so sorry about that, my bad. We return shortly after to take down the Chromatic Lampmaster, and oh my god, fuck this boss. Seriously. I ended up cheesing it with a free aim build after grinding Maelle to astronomical levels of Lumina points, like enough to equip every single Picto. This guy can go straight to hell, I'm not even sorry. We earn Peace at Last for taking down Simon, and now for those who don't know, Simon is from Expedition 0, and he was actually Verso's friend. The lore here is pretty deep, and I don't have a lot of time to go through it right now, but he's been around since the very beginning, and taking him down felt like closing a really important chapter for Verso. Plus, we get his cool ass sword too. It's bittersweet, honestly. We end up earning Lost Gestrals for finding the Gestral kiddos hidden around the map. Gotta catch them all like Pokemon, I guess. And then we earn Gestral games for finishing our last Gestral game. Pretty self-explanatory there. We earn Synergy next, and I probably should have gotten this one way earlier, but this is just for using Maelle's Percy skill on a marked enemy while in Virtuous stance. I guess it just never came up before. We end up earning Aiding the Enemy after that for helping all the white Gestrals, so hooray, we're heroes. Alright, now we can return to the DLC and take down OSQUIO.
OSQUIO, it is you who shall be annihilated. Prepare to do battle.
Really?
Now, I did forget to re-add my teammates to my party after the Lampmaster fight, but don't worry about that. We still take this big guy down with no problems. Parrying his attacks are pretty easy. And then with one final gradient parry, he goes down. The fact that Maelle is this strong is kind of scary, to be honest. I mean, I know she's like the new paintress, but damn. Now we have one last thing to do before I tackle the final boss, and we need to go fight Simon. Yes, I did already fight Simon, but this is Simon, what's his name again? Simon the Divergent Star. I definitely didn't have to look that up. Regardless, this boss is tough. I mean, I can one-shot him like every other boss, but he has so many mechanics that change up the way you play. Plus, he gets to start the turn every single time, so you have to parry him. The interesting thing about this boss, though, when you start the fight, he takes all your shields. Okay, that's fine. Then, if you have auto-death equipped, he gets an extra turn for everyone who auto-death. Okay, fine, I'll just take those auto-death things off. What really bothers me, though, is that when he has only about a quarter of his health left, he will do an unblockable attack. And unlike every other boss in the game who do unblockable attacks, it's not just, oh, you get debuffed. No, he just erases your party from existence and hits you with the game over, and you're forced to send in your second party.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So I guess even though I've spent 80 hours playing this video game damageless, no, it is not possible to 100% Clair Obscur without getting hit. Sorry, I guess I'll go fuck myself. But I guess since he's not technically in the base game, it is possible? I don't know, you can be the judge of that. But anyways, it was still a cool ass boss fight, and I mean, just look at how awesome this finisher is.
Void, take everything.
You gotta love that. Okay, time to head back to Lumiere and finish this thing. We earn Follow the Trail for collecting the final expedition journal about the power of nakedness, and then we face Renoir, kick his ass faster than we can blink, which earns us the end. There we go. The final boss goes down and it's over. We earn Connoisseur for finding the final music disc, making our final achievement total 55 out of 55. 100% complete, baby. Let's go. I opted to go for the Maelle ending here. We get two choices. Either we side with Verso and Renoir, destroy the canvas, let Verso rest, and try to move on in the real world, or we go with Maelle and stay here in the canvas. And to be honest, if I was in her shoes, no voice, barely any sight, sitting there every day, hating everything because of what happened to her brother, you know, blaming herself every single day and just being miserable, yeah, I'd probably choose to stay here in the canvas too. Not only that, but if we erase the canvas, we're erasing everyone who fought and struggled for their lives here. I just feel like throwing away an entire world like that is totally wrong. Not only does Gustav get brought back and he looks happy as ever, so I'm sure he agrees with our decision, but we get Ciel reunited with her husband and Maelle gets to live a life that she can actually enjoy until death. I don't know. I don't find either ending to be bad, but at the same time, it's a matter of perspective, right? Regardless, I choose Maelle, and I have no regrets. But with that, Expedition 33 comes to an end. Was this your game of the year? I can definitely see why it won, and it's definitely getting put on my favorites list. I thank you all for watching, and with that, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is mission complete. And before I sign off here, I just want to give a quick little shout out to both Obor and Phoenix over on my Discord who made these lovely little fan arts for me. Thank you guys so much. If you have any fan art you want featured in the next video, be sure to join our Discord server and throw it in there, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.